A warm welcome and a good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 11th round of the Formula SimRacing Pro Championship. We are here for round 11 at the Hungary, a beautiful circuit, of course a very traditional circuit as well for the F1 calendar. Qualifying has just started, most drivers are on their first laps. And let's introduce the commentators for today. At the moment it is me, myself, Felix van Delft, and I am joined today by a newcomer in the booth, Peter Schultz.
Welcome everybody.
So, as I said, qualifying has just started. At the moment I'm looking on board with Aladi Alpeos. I'm sorry if I pronounce any names wrong. I only speak two languages in a good way, that's English and Dutch. But yeah, he's doing a good job so far. 2 purple sector times. He also was the quickest in the pre-qualifying session since this is his first race back in Formula SimRacing. I believe he did some racing in Formula SimRacing for Twister Racing, not the least, back in the day. And indeed he puts his car on provisional pole position with a 1 minute 19.027. 6 tenths quicker than Jordi Lopez. So a nice job for him. Also a newcomer in the Pro Series, Remco Major for Drillers Motorsports. At the moment did a 1 minute 20 or 1.088 as his first time, but I think that's just a banker lap, as his next first sector time is already quite good improvement, 28.156. Looking nice and tidy through the second sector. Car seems to be sticking to the ground nicely. Second sector indeed pretty good, almost as quick as Jordi Lopez's second sector. So this should be a good qualifying time for Remco. Here we go, a little bit of oversteer on the exit of the turn 13 there. And here we go, coming to the line. It's a 20.026, puts himself on 7th place for now. Pretty good time for him.
And I think Alawi just ran out for his second time lap. Not wasting any time. Starting it right now. Pre-quali he was half a second faster, so he has a pretty good chance of putting his car on pole position.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. Just coming out of turn 1 now. It's a really quite technical circuit here, the Hungary. It's also sometimes called the Monaco without the walls. And Peter, you've driven here yesterday. I haven't because of other reasons. How is the track to drive?
It's extremely hard. It's extremely narrow, and if you want to push, you will push too hard, and your car will just understeer all of the circuit nearly. So the track is like it wants you to push, but it's extremely hard to push right to the limit. Because it's extremely easy to go over the limit, and then we will just lose time. And Alawi put 2 purple sectors. He's 2.5 tenths up to his previous lap.
Yeah, coming to the final corner now. Surely this is gonna be a good improvement again from him. Here we go. Over the line he goes, 18.811. Extremely good lap time if you ask me. Almost 7 tenths even quicker than Mark Hutchinson for flag to flag.
And he's going straight out again.
Yep. He is not wasting any time. I hope he realizes he only has 4 tries. Because that is a system here in Formula SimRacing. You only have 4 hot laps, 12 laps in total, which includes of course an in lap and an out lap per try. So let's see, he realizes that. But think he... At the moment I'm looking at Jordi Lopez. Of course, has been quite strong in the Pro Championship in previous races. Hasn't had the best of races, I believe, the last couple of rounds. Also missed one or two. First sector not the best. Already loses two tenths to his own time actually. Car looks a little bit understeery if you ask me.
Yeah, you also had a kind of an off after turn 3 because you understeered out of the circuit.
Yeah. Now coming through the last sector. Second sector was an improvement for himself, but there made the mistake on exit of the corner number 12, I believe. And abandoned his lap.
I think Michael Ayres is on a hot lap.
Yeah, he is.
He improved in sector 1. Still up on his best time. Car looks pretty planted. His second sector. In third sector, it's all about not getting the understeer.
Ooh, very wide on the exit there. Immediately abandons that lap. That's a shame because it was looking to be at least a little bit of an improvement for himself. Maybe not that much, but it is pretty close in in the positions 2 till like position 7, but within a couple of tenths. So a small improvement can mean the difference between starting from the first row or starting from the 5th row.
And Alawi is on his next fast lap. He just put the purple sector in sector 2.
First sector wasn't the best, but still quicker than most of the other guys.
No mistakes in the last sector.
Yeah, looks very nice indeed. And again, purple lap time 18.770.
And Mark Hutchinson just in sector 2. Personal best in sector 1. Looking like he's going to improve his time.
Drifting out of the chicane there a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, there again on the curbs. Car seems quite a bit looser, especially I mentioned it with Jordi Lopez a minute ago, where his car looked very understeery. Mark has the exact opposite. It looks quite a bit oversteery. But if it helps his time, second sector was also not too bad. It's almost 2 tenths now off the time of Ogari, but that would be a provisional second place. By the way, that second place is currently being held by Lawrence Doherty. Very nice job from him, and it is not a very good last sector there for Mark Hutchinson. 24.4 in the last sector, which means he has to take third position for now. But as I was saying, Lawrence Doherty, driving for F8 Chronic Racing, previously started the season with Zero SimRacing. Love my buddies there. Shout out to my homies. But he made the move to ACR.
And he just improved his first sector by 1.5 tenths.
Yep. So
he's on the flyer.
He's definitely on the flyer. I think there's a lot of potential in Lawrence. He was already at Zero. Quite a good driver, just didn't have the luck, didn't have a very big team behind him to help him, which is of course is the case at ACR, which has I believe 6-7 drivers in Pro, also 6 in Ace, and a couple in World Championship. So very big team there, and let's see what he can do. Second
just
sector,
had huge amount of oversteer out of turn 12.
Yeah,
I think that cost him massively.
We go, coming to the line. It is an improvement. Comes a little bit closer to Alari, but not enough to really scare him, I think. Alari stays in the pit lane for now. I am looking to another newcomer here, Mirko Lupini.
Well, not really a newcomer. I think it's his 3rd or 4th race already.
Oh, okay. That's my bad. At least for me, he's new. Let's see though. He is doing a good job in the first 2 sectors. I think he might be able to put his car maybe even around 6th place if he manages
Third,
to do
maybe.
a good
Up
last
4/10.
sector. Here we go. 4th place. Yeah, good lap time from him there. Immediately 5th as Robin Panzer does a really good 2nd sector actually. Purple in the 2nd sector. And puts himself in 2nd place in front of Lawrence. Very nice lap times there. And I think it is time to switch to Mark. No. Jordi Lopez.
Jordi is on a, yeah, he's on a hot lap.
Again oversteering now. Let's see that 2nd sector time. Is it going to be very close to his personal best, so it's all going to be about that last sector time. A little bit slow out of turn 12 there. Turns it in nicely for 13. On the power he goes. Looks quite stable. Turns it in to the last corner, and on the power he goes. Tries to get the best exit as possible. And coming to the line, it is an improvement, but only by 24 thousandths of a second. So doesn't make much of a difference for him. I think Harris Parves is about to start a flying lap. He is actually already in the first sector of his flying lap. His final flying lap, I think. No, not his final. He can do another one after this. There's 6 minutes remaining in the session, so he'll be able to do so. First sector is an improvement for him. Second sector is almost 2/10 up on his own time. Now through turn 12. Looking quite nice. 13. Also a little bit of oversteer on the exit there. Now coming through the last corner. Coming to the line. What is it going to be for Harris Parves? It is going to be an improvement for P6. So he can try another lap, of course. And Mark Hutchinson
just abandoned his lap. Yep. Yeah. I think he made a mistake into turn 4 probably.
Yeah.
Because he just set the first sector time and then abandoned his lap.
Watching Remco Major at the moment. Bit of understeer coming through turn 12 there. First 2 sectors were quite okay. Not enough for an improvement, I think. Last sector is going to be crucial for him. Coming to the line, he is not improving. Last sector there, lost out quite a lot of time. And I think he can't do any more laps. That was his last qualifying lap. Of the Vries is going to improve, is he? Last sector is going to be important for him as well. Sticking it nicely on the inside on the last corner. Doesn't take as much exit curb as most people do, but it is enough for an improvement and puts himself in P9, I think.
And Dalari just posted a purple sector on.
Oh yeah, he did.
It's up by 1/10.
He just won't stop, really.
Another purple sector too.
Yep.
It looks to be the pole time for today.
Yeah.
He managed to keep it in the third sector.
Looks very, very stable indeed. Turning it in nicely. The patience is there through those corners, which is really needed. If you go on the power too early, you oversteer out, and it is an 18.518. Incredible time. I think that is even going to be close to the World Championship times we are going to see later this afternoon. Make sure you tune in for that as well. But I believe that is the qualifying session almost done. No, never mind. There's still 3 minutes remaining. It's just a short track. Time flies by.
Everybody's waiting for the last 2 minutes to get perfect track conditions.
Yeah, exactly. Unai Sola is on an out lap. Who is that? I think that is Charil. Yeah, that is Charil there. He is on that. An outlap as well, actually.
I think everybody's on hot lap right now.
Yep.
Except Corey Hudson is on a hot lap.
Yeah, he is indeed. Going to improve his time, I think. Well,
He's up a bit. 600s on his best.
oh, coming to the line. Small improvement, not really enough to move a lot of places. And there we see an Invictus car also exiting the pit lane. I think most drivers are now getting ready to do that last qualifying try, and I think some guys might be able, might be even trying to take a shot at that pole position time from Aladi, but I think that's gonna be quite difficult, as it is a really.
It will be really hard.
Yeah.
I think it's even faster than our ace pole from yesterday. So pretty impressive time from him.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so who's gonna be the first one to cross the line?
I think it might be Harris Ferris. Coming into the final corner now.
Yeah, Mark Hutchison or right behind him. Let's keep an eye out on those two. Harris in the first sector now, coming to that first time marker. What is it going to be? 28.013. Little improvement for his own personal best.
Oh, but he runs wide and gets a kick of oversteer.
Yep. Oh,
And
overcooked it into the chicane, and that is his qualifying over. Too bad, but pushed too hard into the chicane, and end of the qualifying session for him. Mark Hutchinson had a really bad first sector there. The second sector also a bit over pushing on the exit.
Yeah, he's 2/10 down on his best on sector 1.
Ooh, there as well. Really oversteery car he has.
I think he's pushing too hard.
Yeah.
That's what I meant earlier. If you push too hard, you just lose too much time around here.
Yeah, 2.5 tenths slower than his personal best. Definitely, that is not going to be made up in the last corner, I wanted to say, but he overcooks it there again and puts it into the wall even.
Robin Panzer just started his lap,
Yep.
being on P2 at the moment.
I think the two guys to really keep an eye out on now are Robin Panzer and Lawrence Doherty. Robin Panzer.
Oh, and there was a car in his way.
Ooh.
But I think it didn't affect him too much.
Yeah, first sector really good, almost a 10th improvement for himself. Second sector looks okay so far. Not the best second sector I've seen so far, but not too bad either. Here we go, second time. Lost 2/10 there, or 1/10.
Oh, mistake here.
Overcooked it into turn 12. Had a bit of overspeed, lost the rear. I don't think this is going to be it for Robin. Let's hope it's going to be enough to stay on that front row at least. Oh, no, he abandons his lap. Not enough for him. And now, what is it going to be for Lawrence? Not an improvement in the first sector, but also didn't lose a lot of time. Second sector did lose quite a bit of time. Almost 2/10 slower than his personal best. And also overcooked it into turn 12. A lot of these guys cracking a bit.
Dylan Scrivens up 2/10 on his time in the last corner now.
Dylan Scrivens doing a good job there. Let's see what is it going to be. 4th place for Dylan. Nice qualifying for him. And I think that is it for today. Yeah, everybody finished their laps. And it is Aladi Alpeus on that pole position. An incredible lap time from him. 1 minute 18.518. I think that is even for the World Championship drivers a bit scary to see. Let's see if they are going to be able to to improve that later today. Here they will try their best to do so. Anyway, the drivers are now heading into the warm-up session. Of course, most of them will be trying to get used to the higher fuel loads. Of course, refueling is enabled in this mod, so the fuel loads won't be as high as, for example, last year when we didn't have refueling enabled, so drivers would start with about, in Pro, with about 110 liters. Now they would probably start with 70, maybe 80 liters if they are going for a long first stint. But still, that is 60 liters more than what you would have in the qualifying session. So it makes quite a bit of a difference on the behavior of the car, of course. Probably some guys will also try to do some practice starts, try and see how the grip is on the circuit, on the starting grid, and maybe also do some practice pit lane entry and the exit. That is also sometimes a bit tricky. Anyway, for us it is time to take a short break, and we will be back with you in about 2-3 minutes time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to get the race started. Only 5 minutes remaining in the warm-up session here for the 11th round of the Formula SimRacing Pro Championship. For the guys that missed the qualifying session and only tuned in now, Aladi Algbeus was quickest in the qualifying session and he will be starting on pole position. And let's see what he can do from there. Of course, it is still, what is it, 54 laps around here?
56, I think.
56 laps. 56 lap around this circuit, which is quite a lot. Of course, it's a small circuit, but it is easy to make a mistake and end up in the wall somewhere or in the gravel trap, or at least lose some time. So he needs a flawless race if he wants to finish first. And I think the flag and ACR drivers right behind him won't make it any easier on him. But Peter, what kind of strategy choices can he make? Of course, he needs to start on the option tire because that is mandatory if you start in the top 10. But what can he do from there? I mean, refueling is enabled, so the overcut is quite powerful because you have lower fuel loads. But what do you think he can do best?
I think strategy will be pretty interesting at Pro. Because yesterday in Ace, this was a 70 laps race, and the best strategy, in my opinion, was doing a double prime stint and an option stint. So with 56 lap, if you're brave enough, you might be able to do a one stop with a long prime stint and a long option stint, or two stop with two shorter option stints and one prime stint.
Yeah, I think that's about right. The pit lane delta isn't extremely longer. I think it's about 21-22 seconds. But of course, it's a short lap, so that makes a bit of difference. So maybe that one pit stop less can gain you quite a lot of time doing a one stop.
The problem with doing more stops is that overtaking around here is pretty hard.
Yeah,
so you could get stuck behind traffic somewhere when you go for two stop instead of a one stop, let's say, and that could cost you valuable positions or even the win.
Yeah, I agree with you there totally. But we're just gonna have to see what these drivers are going to do. Maybe some guys are going to take a little bit of risk, or starting a bit further down than they would have liked. Cody Lopez, quite a bit further down than I am used to. And maybe he will try something on strategy. But just gonna have to see as we take a look at Unai Sola, who is going to do a practice start here, the right side of the grid, using the launch control. Getting away quite nicely as he tries to avoid another car right in front of him and bangs into the wall. By the way, if there's anybody watching the live stream that has questions of any sort, please don't be afraid to ask them, and we will try to answer them if we have the time, of course, because we have 1 minute till the race starts, and when the race starts, it's probably, at least for the first couple of laps, gonna be a little bit hectic. As I said, the track is, of course, pretty narrow, so the drivers in the first laps will be quite close to each other. Let's see how they will be able to avoid each other. And of course, I think it's almost certain that there is going to be some sort of incident. Let's hope it's not too bad.
I think what we didn't even mention yet, our championship leader, or I think he was championship leader before Spa, Wojciech Lukaszek, has got the back of grid penalty for this race.
That is true. Good spot there, Peter. Let's as well just grab those championship, at least the standings real quick. Wojciech is leading at the moment but only with, what is it, 20, not even 20 points, 19 points to Harris Parvis. So
Yeah.
if Harris wins this race and Wojciech doesn't finish second, he loses that first place.
What you cannot forget is he basically already lost his first place because he got disqualified from Spa, where he finished first and got 25 points, but it isn't updated yet in the standings because it's not yet official.
Yep, that is true.
But he basically lost his P1 to Parvis, and will lose even more points today, starting from the back of the grid.
Yep, he will have to fight hard to gain back some of those points, and it looks like a good day for Harris Parvis so far. But of course, right behind Harris, only 7 points behind him, is Michael Ayers. I don't know exactly if those points are correct, but for how it stands now, he is 7 points behind him, and in 4th place, Mark Hutchinson. So flag to flag dominating the top places here. Then we have an Eric Andre who's not driving today, I believe.
I think he moved to WC,
Yep,
if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct, I believe. So he won't be getting any points. And then Jordi Lopez is in 6th place, quite a bit behind, with only 71 points. And then 7th is shared with Jeffrey Fournier and Cameron Roger, both on 64 points. As Remco Major does some beautiful donuts for the camera. For me, he has already won the race now, doing those donuts. Just kidding. But yeah, the warm-up session is over, so the drivers will be looking to start the race. The heart rates will be going up. Of course, the formation lap still is first, but that can be quite tricky as well. Maybe you should ask an Eric Andre. He spun in the formation lap last week, so let's see.
I also had my fair amount of luck in formation laps.
So, drivers should be getting ready now, probably getting some advice from the race direction. How the race should be started.
I think we're waiting for the last driver to show up.
Ah, okay.
Just reading instructions from the race director.
But who? It's Wojciech, isn't it?
Yeah, it actually is. Krzysztof is missing from the server.
Oh dear.
Ah, there he is. Just in time.
So, luckily for him, he is just in time, otherwise he would have lost even more points.
I think coming back to strategy, for the guys starting from the back, I think one stop is the best option. So you can just have track position when you need it, and do overcuts on the other drivers who might do a 2-stop.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to do, I think, with 56 laps because of the amount of fuel.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
the option tires are not that durable, but it should be possible.
Yeah, fuel loads make quite a lot of difference in these cars. If you do a 2-stop, you probably have about 60 liters max in your tank, maybe 70. But if you do a 1-stop, you're gonna have 100 liters almost in your tank at one point, which is it's almost twice the amount of fuel. So that makes quite a big difference in the speed of your car, and sometimes it's even a second lap slower. So that's a compromise the drivers need to take, but of course it weighs with the amount of time you gain with doing one pit stop less. But Peter, could you please take us through the grid here on the formation lap?
Of course. In the first row, with an impressive quality time, Alawi Agbeos. P2, Robin Panzer. Right behind him, his teammate Lawrence Doherty. Then in P4, Dylan Scrivens, who came back into Pro Formation. P5, his teammate Mark Hutchinson. Then after him is Mirko Lupini in P6, Michael Ayers in P7, Eugene van Leeuwenberg from Austria in P8. Afterwards, Harris Pervis, our championship leader, only in P9.
Yep.
Then Gerlof de Vries, his teammate in flag to flag in P10. Behind him is Jordi Lopez, P11. Then Remco Major, one of the newcomers in P12. Dave Paling, the teammate of Wojciech Lukaszek in P13. Behind him Matthew Tucson from Invictus Motorsports. Then Unai Sola in P15. Rainier Vergeer in P16. Oh god, please excuse me. Mihailo Vicentovic in P17. Diego Doko in P18. Jan Wiesley in P19. Mike Almeida for Breslin in P20. Hank Applegate is in the pits. Then Thomas Andrea Miharisoa, P22. Shara Rias, P23. Corey Hudson, P24. Then David O'Reilly in P25. Wojciech Lukaszek, 26th. And Tom Oldenmenger, 27th. Oh, and Ton van Egmond, 28.
Yep.
I think the other guys are starting from the pit lane. Ryan Lamprecht and Balish Galia, both starting in the pits.
Yeah, that's correct. Somebody asking in the chat, who's your favorite rookie team of this season so far?
For me, it's Taro Presso,
Yeah.
because that's the team where I started at.
But are they really a rookie team? I mean, Breslin has driven in 2016, right?
Yeah, well, Breslin has, but Taro Presso
Yeah,
was
but
a
it's-
rookie team,
it's-
so to say.
It's from Breslin. Yeah, not the entire
Yeah,
group.
but
Yeah, he's looking, of course, to say drillers. Cause
yeah, I know,
his own
that's why I
team.
didn't say it.
But they're doing a good job. I mean, and Eric Andre has been really quick for them. However, I think it is time for us to switch over to the start of the race, because it's about to go down. The lights are coming out, and it is 5 lights, and we are racing here. It is a very good start for Rian Lamprecht, actually, who is already challenging Alari into turn 1. He is on the outside, coming out, breaks him into turn 1, outbreaks himself as well. That means that he loses the position to Lawrence Doherty.
And Dylan Scrivens as well, I think.
Yeah, Dylan Scrivens has had a good start as well, already fighting around the outside of turn 2 with Robin Pansar. Now the inside, and he is up to P3. Good job there from Dylan Scrivens. Further down the field, it has been a little bit tight, some engine smoking, but I believe it is gone pretty well so far, at least between drivers. A little bit of contact I heard there. Let's see though. Coming to the chicane, still a little bit more contact, but it seems that most drivers... Oh, there is contact there with Wojciech, and... Is that Wojciech? Yes, that is Wojciech and some Invictus driver, I believe. Don't know exactly what happened there, but let's keep on the live and we can go to the replay later.
David O'Reilly
O'Reilly
DNF'd.
DNF'd, unfortunately, already. That is a shame.
I'm just looking at the incident now from Wojciech Lukaszek. Oh, there was huge carnage in turn 4
Alright.
behind Lukaszek, and then afterwards he got rear-ended into the chicane and lost his front wing.
Damn. Ooh, Harris Parvas, I think they're going wide into turn 1. He's about to lose the position to Jordi Lopez. Here we go. In braking, Jordi indeed taking the position. Or is Harris going to try to switch back? No, he has to concede there. He is, however, trying to do it around the outside of turn 2. It's going to become the inside. Ooh, don't stick your nose in there. He decides wisely to back out of that, but he needs to watch out for his teammate Gerlof de Vries behind him as well. Because Gerlof is doing quite a good job so far for... I think he can be very happy with himself. Harris maybe a little less so. However, let's switch back further to the front. Dylan Scrivens losing a bit of time to the lead 2 drivers. But let's see if I can quickly see the replay of that incident with Wojciech. Oh, here we go. So, what happened? He went a bit wide, and then the car behind him just outbraked himself totally and ran him into the wall. Which driver was that? Mike Almeida?
No, it was a Invictus car.
Yeah. I'm trying to find which driver it was, but Can't really see from here quite easily.
It was Jan Weasley, according to his viewing.
Alright. So let's see what Lawrence can do. He seems to be up to pace with Alari so far, keeping within a second. Of course, we don't know what these strategies are. Maybe Lawrence is on the longer 2-stop and Alari is on the 1-stop, or the other way around. But it is quite clear that Dylan is not really able to keep up that pace that the lead 2 drivers are doing, and so he needs to watch out for Robin Panzer behind him, because he is only half a second behind him.
But the possibility right here could already be that Dylan is on the 1-stop and the 2 guys in front are on the 2-stop.
Yeah, that is very possible, but Robin scared me a little bit there. Almost lost the car on the curb of the turn 11 there. Luckily he managed to keep pointed in the right direction. A bit on the limit there. Let's look a little bit further down the field.
Lawrence Doherty is keeping up with Alawi. Pretty surprising, I have to say, after his qualifying performance being half a second up to the rest of the field.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's doing a great job so far. Harris is at the moment, close to the back of Jordi Lopez. Jordi is on the prime tire actually. Harris is on the option tire, so Harris must be able to do something here. He would like to do something, because he must be losing time behind Jordi now. As there's also a little bit of a train forming behind them.
Yeah, Jordi is also on the primes, if I see this correctly.
Yep.
So Harris need to get past him as soon as possible to not ruin his race. Otherwise he will get stuck behind Jordi until he pits, and he will pit earlier than Jordi.
Very close there in turn 12.
He needs to try to do a different line into the last turn to get a good exit for the straight, otherwise he will not be able to pass him.
And let's see what he can do. Maybe using some of the slipstream down the back straight. But it's a very short straight. And indeed can not do much. Maybe into turn 2. Oh, he's too far back for that. Has to wait for a better opportunity to get past Lawrence. Or past Gordy, sorry. Van Egmond had a little bit of a moment, I believe. Span around, let's see the replay of that. Was that driver mistake? Oh, yeah, a little bit on the curb too much, then off the track, then spun the car around, no damage it seems, but lost a lot of time doing so. I think he was also involved with the incident in the start of the race, so fortunate for him. 26th place at the moment.
I think Mike Almeida also just spun around and lost 2 positions.
Yep, he did. But that's not helping him.
I would just keep a look on Jordi's top speed, because I think he's running lower wings than Harris.
Let's see.
I think he is hitting 294 kph and Harris did 293 in qualifying, if I remember correctly. Yeah. We might have a little bit lower wings, which makes it even harder for Harris to get past him.
Yeah, its top speed, at least Harris's top speed, is 304.
But that's in slipstream.
Yeah, that's in the slipstream indeed. Their car parked there on the inside of the chicane. Oh, it's a Toro Besser car, I believe.
I think it's Corey Hudson. Who went off track?
I was getting closer to the back of Jordi. Loses a little bit of time there on the exit of turn 12. Coming through 13 now. Needs to get the best exit he can possibly get out of this last corner. Well, that's not helping. Oversteer and loses quite a bit of time. And Lawrence, I think, has made a little bit of a mistake. Gap is now already almost 2 seconds to Aladi. Alright, so the Jordi Lopez train is getting bigger and bigger. Gerrit de Vries and also Mirko Lupini now both trying to, well, maybe take an advantage of Harris getting stuck behind Jordi, but
Yuna Solar closing up slowly too behind them.
Indeed, so it's almost getting a five car battle here. Harris getting close on the braking, but then loses the exit speed. He needs to try and find a good spot to surprise Jordi and get past. And also not overcook his tires. I mean, it's easy to overcook your tires in the dirty air of a car in front of you, especially with the option tires. And if the car in front of you is running the prime tires, it's even worse. I mean,
just looking at the lap times right now, and Alawi is flying. He's 1 second faster than everyone else on track. He just set the fastest lap.
Yeah, he's also going purple in the first sector again, so maybe he's just been taking it a little bit more slowly in the first couple of laps and now just slowly starting to pick up the pace. Ooh, Jordi quite slow through the fast left-hander there. Able to take advantage of that. No,
and
really.
Ton von Egmont just DNF'd.
That is too bad for Ton. His season really not going very well. Had a lot of trouble throughout the whole season.
And in front of this Jordi Lopez train, I think there's another train building with Michael Ayers, Van Loggenberg and Mark Hutchinson.
Yep.
And they are soon running into Dylan Scrivens and Roman Panzer, I think.
Yeah, indeed. Roman Panzer is actually still quite close to Dylan, but Dylan has managed to keep him behind him, at least for now, but how long is he going to be able to do that? Of course, maybe one of the two will be trying a different strategy. Alright. Harris still getting stuck behind Jordi. Moment. Really, Jordi is... Harris almost loses the back end there on the curb. But Jordi is really having the better race so far, because he, in theory, doesn't need to run those prime tires again. And in theory, he probably is also running a higher fuel load than Harris. So in the next pit stop phases, he's going to have shorter pit stops and is going to be faster afterwards.
Not only going to have a shorter pit stop, he will also have a low fuel load.
Yep.
When the other guys will put primes on with a high fuel load.
Yeah, exactly.
So you will gain even more time in the pit stop phase.
But that's really going to be beneficiary for Jordi, and Harris has got to do something if he wants to keep the lead in the championship. Because Michael Ayers, he's in 5th, doing a good job so far. Larry almost extended the lead to 5 seconds now.
Michael is getting closer to Robin Panzer and Dylan Scrivens. Will soon be another 5-car drain.
A little bit further down the field, P18 is also, or P17 and P16 here, also quite close as well. Diego Doko, Mikhailo Vicentovic and Reinier Vergeer, all pretty close to each other. I believe Diego is running the option tire and the 2 guys in front of him are running the prime tire. So let's see if Diego might be able to do something.
Should get interesting is that the option tire will soon fall off compared to the prime tire. So Jordi Lopez might even be able to pull a gap to Harris.
Yep. Diego is pretty close to the back of Michaela now, coming to turn 4. Takes it easy through there, but you can see him trying to find that perfect spot to get past. So putting the pressure on Mikhailo. There's a little bit of oversteer out of turn 12 there. Is not going to help him at all. Coming out of the last corner now, slipstream. Not really, so it's gonna have to find another place. Back in the front gap between Lawrence. Has Lawrence made a mistake? No. I can see what was lost that time.
Oh yes, he made one. His last lap time was 2 seconds slower.
Yeah, exactly. Gap is almost down to 9 seconds now. Or up to 9 seconds, I should say. And yeah, Lawrence is really driving a lonely race at this point. He's got 8 seconds to the front and 5 seconds behind him. Just needs to make sure he doesn't make too much mistakes. And make sure his strategy is also well.
And I think Robin Panzer just overtook Dylan Scrivens.
He did actually. What happened to Dylan? Let's see the replay of that overtake. Here we go. Out of turn 1 actually, coming to turn 2. Ooh, he did a switchback. A bit Raikkonen style in 2016.
Bit of wheel banging.
To make it work. They had a little bit of contact. Maybe Dylan won't be very happy about it, but he's in front now, so he will try to extend the gap between him and Dylan. Maybe even focus a bit more on Lawrence Doherty in front of him. Harris is still stuck behind Jordi and actually is now dropping behind Jordi because Jordi's prime tires are not wearing off as quickly as Harris's option tires. Therefore, Jordi is able to keep up the pace longer than Harris.
Yeah, and Robin Panzer is now nearly half a second faster than Dylan Scrivens after he overtook him.
Yep, and he's also second quicker than Lawrence last lap. Lawrence really starting to struggle here on the later stages of this first stint.
I think he made a mistake again in Sector 1. He was 1 second slower than everyone else there.
Yeah. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. Corey Hudson, I believe, is off track. And something happened, yeah. Something happened with Corey Hudson. And I think also Diego Dotto. Diego is still driving. Let's see what happened with Corey Hudson. He DNF'd. Let's roll it back a little bit further.
That looks strange.
He had some suspension damage already.
It seems to be a computer issue, I think.
Yeah. Very weird. Parks the car and DNFs. I don't know exactly what happened there.
Harvest is now 2 seconds behind Jordi Lopez. I think he killed his tires trying to get close to Jordi. Because he's the slowest of the option runners right now.
Harvest really starting to struggle, and Gerlof de Vries is also getting stuck behind him. Jordi Lopez just did his personal best last lap. He's only getting quicker.
And Alawi Akbeos is in the pits.
Yep, he is.
So he's for sure doing a 2-stop.
Goes to the prime tire. So has a bit higher fuel load. He will be coming out in quite a bit of traffic actually.
Yeah.
Right behind Jordi and Harris.
I think it's behind Hutchinson.
Oh yeah, sorry. I made a mistake there. But yeah, he's right behind Mark Hutchinson, Eugene Lorenberg, Michael Ayers and Dylan Scrivens. Which maybe is not the best place to be. He will lose a little bit of time there because of the traffic in front of him. But will
I think Lawrence Doherty also pitted. He came off, he came back right behind Paling and Remco.
Yeah, he's even in more traffic. So
that could cost him his P2.
Yeah, he's also he switched to the option tire, so not helping him at all. He's getting stuck behind the Drillers Motorsports car there, really losing a lot of time here. Not the best strategy call for Lawrence Doherty there. Maybe he had to pit because he didn't have any more fuel left. That is also a possibility, of course. Ooh, goes very wide. You need to watch out, Jordi or Lawrence.
I think Dylan is pitting.
Yeah, Roman Panzer as well in the pit lane. Oh, some contact somewhere.
I think it was in the pits. Oh yeah, Dylan's spun in the pits.
Dylan, he spun around. What did he do? What did Dylan do? He lost his front end plate, I think. Let's see the replay. Dylan Scrivens coming into the pit lane. What did he do? Touched the curb. Oh, he went into the throttle. Oh, he touched the wall there. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh, and then he spun around as well.
I think he spun around because his tire was on his on the debris of his front wing.
Wow. Yeah, that's a shame. That definitely lost him a lot of time, and also some suspension damage to his car. Harris Parvis also spun around. What happened to him? He spun around half a minute before that in his in-lap, I think. Ooh, whoa! He is lucky to take the car home there. Lost the car on the exit of turn 4. Does he have suspension damage? I believe Not too much, but he definitely lost a lot of time doing that. And Dylan Scriven's DNFs. Unfortunate for him. At the moment it is Michael Ayres leading the race and not pitting yet. Same goes for Mark Hutchinson, and Eugene van Logenberg goes into the pits. He goes to a fresh set of the option tires, I believe. Yep. And also Harris Parvis now into the pit lane. Oh, I saw there Lawrence Doherty trying to make a move on Wojciech. No, that's Dave Paling actually. Dave on the prime tires, so he will be... These are the prime tires he started with. So the pace difference between a fresh set of options and a old set of primes usually isn't that big because the fuel load will be less and the wear on the prime tires isn't even that bad after quite a few laps. Of course, Lawrence will be having quite a full tank on his car now.
And Michael Ayres and Mark Hutchinson are pitting now. I hope they don't share a pit box.
Oh yeah, I hope two of them. But they are different teams, so probably not. No. Right in front of each other. Mark goes to the option tires, or to the prime tires, and Michael stays on the options. Yeah. So that is interesting to see different strategies also within the teammates.
This could actually be beneficial for Mark because he has the possibility to do an overcut then, and Michael doesn't have it if he won the primes for his last stint.
At the moment in second position, of course he hasn't stopped yet, but the gap between him and the guys he was fighting with, Harris Parvis of course had that spin, but that is almost 30 seconds, so if he pits now, he would definitely come out in front of Harris.
And Michael Ayres managed to do an overcut on Robin Panzer.
Ooh, that's a nice one. Oh, I think who's that? That's Lawrence. Lawrence went wide there, coming into the chicane. What happened there? He also needs to watch out for his teammates right behind him. But let's take a quick look at the replay. Lawrence goes wide a lot there at the exit of turn 11. Let's see the replay. He was trying to get past Dave Paling. Did he do a die move up the inside? Oh, whoa! Braked quite late, locked the brakes and almost lost the car. Yeah, not very smart to do. I mean, he was fighting for second place, but I think now he has definitely lost that second place. Maybe even losing the podium positions.
He lost positions to Mike Ayres and Robin Panzer with this move.
Yeah, exactly.
Also just got feedback from Dylan Scrivens on his pitbox adventures. After he was spinning, he also managed to miss his pitbox completely. So he had to reverse the pit lane. He isn't really happy about his DNF. Let's say it like this.
So Jordi Lopez, when is he going to pit? He wants to do a one stop. He still needs to stay out at least 10 laps, I would say. But his car seems quite twitchy, so I don't know how his tires are. Of course, I also don't know how his fuel load is. But I don't know. If he manages to pull off a one stop here, I think he's really somebody to look out for the podium position. Remco Major goes into the pit lane. He will go to the option tires after he started with the primes.
think if he wants to do a one stop, he needs to do something like
Oh,
30
whoa!
laps.
Eugene van Longerberg flying in the air. Holy, whoa! Let's take a look at the replay there. Eugene van Longerberg
And Low and Doherty just DNF'd.
was behind Doherty, I believe. Yeah. Oh, Doherty lagged back, and Eugene just flew up in the air for like 500 feet. And well, that's his race over. And Lawrence Doherty as well lost his rear wing, DNF there because of a lag spike he had, and takes out him and his teammate. Wow, that is some bad luck.
This is really unfortunate.
Yeah. Alright. So, Michael here is now pretty safe from behind. He only has Roman Panzer a couple of seconds back. But I think Michael is really someone that is going to battle for the podium positions here now. And Dave Paling, he still needs to stop as well, doesn't he?
And Harris day gets worse and worse after he's stuck behind Jordi for 15 laps. He's now stuck behind Unai Sola in another train.
Yep. Yep, Harris really not having the best race of his season.
Right in front of them, Gerlof de Vries catching up to Matthew Tucson, who I think didn't stop yet.
No, I think Matthew didn't stop indeed. Started on the prime tires, and Gerlof now with fresher prime tires closing into him. But he will have a higher fuel load than that. Jordi is able to stick to Alari quite well here. Alari, of course, has the higher fuel load than Jordi, but still, I think that's quite a good job there from Jordi Lopez. A bit of a luck up there from Matt.
And Harris got another car on his back now. I think it's Remco who pitted and now came out of the pits right behind Harris. Oh, and I hear crashing noises.
Yeah, I heard something too.
Oh, it was Mike Almeida. He oversteered out of turn 1 and went into the barrier.
Let's see. Turn 1.
And he got major suspension damage from it.
Oh yeah. That is not what you want to do. Guys, you turned a couple of degrees to the right, even on the straight. That is
And
not helping.
Harris is close to Unai Sola this time around. But he probably can't do anything because Unai gets slipstream as well.
Yeah, indeed. And we see there Dave Paling, who did his pit stop, coming out right behind this train.
And Unai sideways through
Yeah.
turn 3.
Unai sideways with Harris. Not able to take advantage of that. And the lead of Alari now 18 seconds to Michael because Jordi pitted.
And he came. Oh,
whoa.
what?
Oh, whoa, what? Who was that?
That Remco dive bombed
Yeah,
him, I
Remco
think.
Major dived up the inside of Harris Parvis there. Let's take a look at the replay from Remco's point of view, if I can. Here we go. Remco pretty close to Harris. Makes the move on the braking. Well, to be fair, He was quite alongside. Let's take a
He
look.
was, but I think he
Back.
missed the corner a tiny bit.
He did.
There
miss
wasn't
the
really
corner
space
kind
for
of, but
Harvest there.
no, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. That's for the race directed to the side, not for
Yeah.
us. But Harris
But
lost.
Harvest days
yeah.
just got worse.
Yeah,
Just
even
those 2 positions, I think.
Remco's already looking to the car ahead now. Ooh, very close to the back of Unai Sola, or yeah, Unai Sola there. Ooh, don't try something around the outside there. Maybe he tries to do the same into the chicane. Oh, brakes very late. Very aggressive driving from Remco Major here.
And Harvest has a chance to pass Dave Failing.
Oh, don't.
And they touch.
Yeah, very optimistic move there from Harris. I think a bit too optimistic. I mean, wasn't really alongside, just dived up the inside of Dave. Maybe a bit of frustration also kicking in for him. But this is becoming quite a big train. I mean, what is it? 6, 7 cars involved, all right behind Gerloff and Matthewson.
I think Matthewson is going for a 1-stop. He will stay out for another maybe 5 laps or 6 laps, and then he should be able to do an option stint to the end.
Yep. Ooh. Here. Some noises. I don't think it's anything major. Now going quite wide there out of turn 10.
Oh, and Remco is hitting his limiter on a straight. That's not helping in overtaking.
Oh, definitely. He's really close though. Is he gonna try something around the inside, outside?
Oh,
Brakes very late into turn 2. That's the same thing. Was it? I think Robin Panzer did on Dylan
yeah.
earlier this race, but overcooked it a little bit. Maybe overcooked it by quite a bit. But luckily didn't make any contact with anyone.
And while this all is happening, Mark Hutchinson and Jolly Lopez caught up with Robin Panzer.
Yep, that's true. We need to look out for that as well.
And Jolly is on fresh options.
Yeah,
The other two on older primes.
Let's see though, Remco is really close again. Out of turn 11, coming to 12. I think not a good enough exit for him to do something. Maybe he can try something into turn 2 again. Ooh, well,
I was
he
making
needs
an
to
attack on
oh,
Dave
here we
Failing.
go. A braking mistake there from Unai Sola that allows Remco Major to go past. I think also will allow
I was
Harris.
managed to overtake Failing.
Yep. But not able to overtake Unai Sola. Let's see how Jordi is doing. It's close to the back of Mark Hutchinson. The podium positions are in his sights. He has the best tires. Probably also the best
Oh,
fuel.
Nunes Sola with another mistake. He nearly blocked the whole chicane
Oh wow.
with his car. And now Dave Paling is onto the back of Harris Paris again. Because he needed to wait for Sola to clear his car in the chicane.
Remco quite a lot of oversteer there in the exit of turn 13.
Paling might make a move on Harris now.
Oh dear, I think my game just crashed. Yep. Well, that's not helping.
Oh, time for radio broadcast.
Yep.
And Remco... Oh. Remco managed to go into the inside of Mirko Lupini in turn 3 and they banged wheels, but he managed to get through. He was late on the brakes again. Made it stick somehow. Dave Paling, Harris Paris and Unai Sola are still pretty close together.
Alright, game starting up now again, so I'm almost back.
And this time around Harris is pretty close to Unai Sola. He will make a move into turn 1. They are side race. And Harris goes around the outside.
Alright,
Still
we are
side
back.
race to turn 3. Now Harris has the inside line and makes it stick.
Yeah, makes a mistake though on the outside. But manages to stay in front. Apologies for the weird track now. It should clear up, I hope. At the moment it looks like they are driving on a track full of marbles.
I think it usually takes like 1 lap.
Yeah, should be clearing up quite quickly. But yeah, Harris now back into P10. Still not the best race for him so far. And I believe Jordi Lopez, yeah, he's still behind Mark Hutchinson for now.
And I think this train behind Tucson was soon clear up. Can't be any longer until he pits for his option stint.
Yeah, surely he's gonna stop soon. I mean, it's only 22 laps now. 23 if he stops. To the end, so I think that's possible on a set of...
Oh, and Remco getting
options.
close to Gallop de Vries. He will make another move into this chicane, I think.
He waits. Oh, Magella makes a
Gallop.
mistake. Remco tries to go up the inside, now side by side almost. Coming through turn 10, now coming through turn 11. Not able to do anything, but Remco needs to watch out for Lupini behind him. But Lupini also not able to get past.
And Tucson
And-
is pitting.
Tucson indeed going into the pit lane. Allows this train to try and speed up again. They need to stop, I think, as well in the next 5 to 10 laps for their final stops. So, I don't know. Maybe Tucson made a good decision here to make this this one stop, if he does indeed do a one stop. I would assume so. Now coming out in quite a lot of free air, which, well, it's quite good for him to push on these options a bit then. He came out right in front of Diego Doko.
Remco's getting closer and closer to the freeze.
Yep. Does he have the top speed? Go.
And he hits the limiter again, I think.
Tries it around the outside. Next turn is gonna be the inside for Gerloff. And what does Gerloff do in defense? Remco is he gonna do does a late move. Scares Gerloff a bit there. But the next corner is gonna be the inside for Gerloff. And he takes it indeed. And he also needs to watch out for the cars behind. It's still quite a lot of cars behind Gerloff now. Ooh, Dave Palin going very wide. I think he almost did the wall actually. Right. I think Remco is too far away this time. Try anything. Maybe turn 2 again.
I think it's too far away.
Yeah. Gerloff goes wide again a little bit. But not enough for Remco to get past him. Oh, Doko made a mistake, I think, or he went to the pit lane. Yeah, he went to the pit lane, never mind.
And Tucson actually managed to come out behind this train after his pit stop. He's driving in P11 right behind Dave Paling.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
if
a big train.
this group continues to battle, Tucson will gain enough time to be in front when all of them are pitting again.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly true. I mean, Gerloff holding them up quite a lot. Especially Major. He is on the quicker tire, but he can't do the quick lap times that most of the guys can do on those tires because just getting stuck behind Gerloff. Ooh, further back, Harris is
Oh,
on the
Remco
move.
makes the move into turn 1.
Oh, Harris, damn! Harris made the move around the outside of turn 1, but then they made contact with Lupini after Harris had oversteer out of the first corner. And that means Lupini lost a front wing end plate and maybe had some suspension damage as well.
And Harris lost all of his end plates from his front ring.
Indeed. Not gonna help him at all. But Remco still stuck behind Gerloff. They are now also catching up to a back marker, Rias, but I'm sure he will get out of the way nicely for everybody. He does so on the straight. Good job from him there. And Remco braking late. Dave Paling behind, also trying to find a way to get past these guys.
I think Mikulopini has to pit because of his damage.
Oh, yeah. That's unfortunate for him. He's doing a good job so far.
Valari up front managed to open up a 25-second gap to Michael Ayers.
Yep, Mark Hutchinson in the pits. So Jordi Lopez now has a little bit of free air to Robin Panzer, but that's not much, only a second. And Mark Hutchinson goes for a option stint for the rest of the race.
That's actually surprising to see him in the pit so early, because he put on the primes when Michael Ayers put on his options, and he's pitting earlier.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, maybe he just wanted to get in the free air. He has a lot of free air now. I mean, he has got 20 seconds of free air in front of him, so maybe he can gain some time with an overcut here compared to Robin Panzer. I mean, Hutchinson was now able to push to the limit without any traffic in front of him, and well, maybe that is that's able to actually give him a podium position. But we will have to see after Robin Panzer pits.
I think Robin has to react to this.
Yep, if he wants to counter that overcut, he needs to come in, but he stays out. And Jordi Lopez comes into the pits. Okay, Jordi Lopez does react to this.
And Michael Ayers also into the pits.
Mike Reyes as well. Mike Reyes goes to the prime tires because he didn't drive on the prime tires yet, I believe. He went to the options. That's not going to help Michael here in this last stint if everybody is on the option tires and he's on the primes. Of course, they will all have around the same fuel load. But here we go. Jordi Lopez managed to get in front, actually, of Mark Hutchinson. Yeah, good
Because
job
of the
from him.
overcut.
Yeah.
Not sure why Mark decided to pit so early.
Well, maybe Mark just thought he was getting too much dirty air from the car in front of him. And he might have been able to do an undercut on him, but especially for Jordi, that's I think a good move. And Jordi can now start to aim his visors to Michael and Robin Panzer.
And Harris, Paris and Remco Major both pitted, I think. And Harris just managed to overtake him after turn 3.
Yeah, there has been some contact with Balazs Galliard and maybe somebody else. Oh, I don't know. I think it's only Balazs. He is stopped on the side of the track. Let's see the replay. What did he do? Exit of turn 2? Some sort of disconnection or screen freeze, it seems. Because, yeah, car just went straight. That's unfortunate for him. And Dave Paling also off track. What happened to Dave? Or did he just
I think he just ran right into turn 11.
Oh, let's see. Oh, he went to the pit lane and registered as a DNF or as a off track. That's not a problem then. And we see with that.
And Matthew Tucson managed to stay in front of Dave Paling after his pit stop.
A good job.
Also in front of Harris Paris. And Dave Paling also in front of Harris Paris.
So Dave is now the one that needs to try and get past Tucson. Tucson, of course, is longer on this.
And Jordi Lopez and Mark Hutchison both undercut Robin Panzer.
Yep. So that's good for them, and Robin needs to start thinking if he made the right choice on his strategy. He was running for a provisional second, maybe third place. Now he may be happy if he can take fifth.
Jordi Lopez is flying on his option tires. He was 1 second faster than Hutchinson last lap.
He made a mistake. I think he did it. Did he? Where is he? He actually didn't pit. He made a mistake somewhere last lap and lost a couple of seconds.
In the last sector he lost 3 seconds.
Yeah. Only 12 or 13 laps remaining in this race. So Robin Panzer is close to Mark Hutchinson. Is he able to do something? Michael Maida had a crash. What happened? Yeah, lost his front wing. Let's see the replay. Coming to turn 4. Did he lose the car?
Yeah, like Harris did. Oh, and he crashed into another car.
Oh dear. Oh, he lost the car indeed and he crashed into Unai Sola. Is it? Yeah, it is Unai Sola. Both lost their front wing.
He was just a passenger.
Yeah, nothing
at this moment.
Both now limping back to the pit lane.
And Gallop de Vries into the pits.
Yep, his final pit stop. Is he going to come ahead of Tucson? Yes, he is not. Is he? Brakes late into turn 1. Is he going to be able to defend it on the outside? Oh, it's very close, but not really able to take that position from Tucson. Sticks it up the inside in turn 2. It's going to be the inside for Tucson here in turn 3. And it is indeed the inside. Now Dave Paling is going to try it around side of turn 4. He's going to be able to make it stick. Yes, he is. Gerloff needs to brake. Also loses the position to Harris Parves now. Tries to defend as hard as possible. Now Harris needs to pass. Watch out for Remco Major, who gets past Gerloff. Does he? Oh, the teammates make contact.
Oh,
and
no.
that is Gerloff de Vries spun around and into the wall. Loses his front wing. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Gerloff. Damn. Needs to do another pit stop. And that definitely will lose him out of the top 10 position. Let's see the replay of that. That view from Gerloff. Here, this is just after they came out of turn 4, side by side with Gerloff, Harris, and Reinier. Oh, and I think Parves and Parves had oversteer on the inside of the curb, tapped the back of de Vries. And yeah, nothing de Vries could really have done. He gave him the space, but Parves just too eager on the curb, had oversteer, and spun Gerloff around.
And Unai Sola just DNF'd.
Yep. So Jordi Lopez is closing into Michael Ayres now. He must have. Let's see what Jordi can do. Already on the podium spots, but can he take the second place here? And also Robin Panzer, can he take back 4th position from Mark Hutchinson? Alari now picking up the pace again. Heading personal best first sector last time around. And the gap between him and Michael Ayres over 30 seconds now. Michael really needs to watch out for Jordi. Jordi is on the option tire, Michael is on the prime tire. If Jordi wants to get past, he needs to do it as soon as possible, because those options will wear quite a bit quicker than the primes of Michael Ayers. And indeed, Aladi just set the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 20.2.
The Tucson train is getting formed again. 4 cars. Oh, Remco makes a mistake into the chicane. And
Oh. Bumping over the anti-cuts. Let's see the replay of that. I missed it. There, well, I'll wait a little bit. Maybe he does something on Harris Parvez here, coming into turn 10, 11, 12. No, let's see the replay. Here we go. Coming out of turn 5, coming to the chicane. Dave had a little bit of a moment. Remco braked really late.
yeah, I think he just missed his braking point.
Yeah.
And Howes couldn't do anything.
No. See from the view of Parvez. Oh yeah. Needed to take a lot of evasive action there over the anti-cuts. Well, that didn't help them at all. Lost a lot of time to Dave Paling and Matthew Tucson.
And Wojciech Lukaszek is in P16, 3 turns from points position.
Yep. He's just behind Thomas. And Robin Pants are really close to Mark Hutchinson now. Ooh, Mark takes a different line into the last corner. And that actually is quite a good line, because he has some top speed, but Pansar has the slipstream. Can he do something on the braking? Hutchinson needs to defend. That will mean he gets less exit speed out of turn 1. Maybe.
But Lukaszek manages to drive to the points.
Okay, that's good for Lukaszek. At least he can gain some points compared to Michael and Harris. Not able to do anything so far. How is Jordi doing? He is also pretty close to the back of Michael Ayers. Only 9 laps remaining. Well, 8.5. I think Jordi's tires are already starting to wear off a little bit compared to Michael's. He is not gaining a lot of time, struggling quite a bit on grip, it seems. So yeah, maybe his time has gone, and he wants to get that podium or that second place from Michael. Really needs to find some spot to get past, but I think it's going to be very difficult for him.
Now there will be back markers coming for Michael Ayers and Jordi Lopez. I don't know, Michael had some bad luck in Spa with back markers.
Matthew Tucson now needs to watch out for Dave Paling behind. Dave really starting to close in quite rapidly now. Is he able to get past? laps quite late, quite close to the back of Tucson here on the exit of turn 12. Now coming into turn 13. I think he's not close enough to make a move on the straight. Tucson takes a different line onto the start-finish straight. Seems to have the better exit compared to Dave Paling. Dave hitting the limiter almost. Somebody off track, Jan Vesely. Both Dave and Tucson a bit wide into turn 2. Ooh, Dave having oversteer there over the curve on turn 3. That's not going to help in Tucson, quite slow into turn 4. That's going to give Dave maybe a little bit of an opportunity into turn 4, maybe into the braking zone of turn 5. Whoa, gets a tap there from Remco Major behind him. Manages to keep it pointed in the right direction, but he needs to watch out a bit, Remco. I mean, he's already made quite a lot of mistakes, which made other drivers lose time.
Oh, and Michael, another. Jordi gets the run on and they crash.
Oh, whoa! What happened there? Michael
And Robin
Ayres.
Panzer got his P3 because of it. So Michael tried to lap a back marker and the back marker just braked on a straight line and Michael drove into him.
Let's see, I'm on the replay now. So, Michael Ayres. In front of him it is, I think, Mikhailo Vicentovic. Coming to turn 3. Blue flags, you can see them being woven. Then he just brakes on the fucking... Sorry there for my language, but he brakes on the line. That allows Jordi Lopez to go up the inside of turn 3. Let's scroll it back a little bit again. But then for the TV view. Here we go. Michael brakes on the racing line. Michael then loses a lot of time. Jordi dives up the inside for turn 3. Not a, really a place you can pass.
Off
Then
track
they
again.
lock
Michael
wheels.
spun again.
And then De Vries as well. Contact. And Pansar goes in front. And also Mark Hutchinson.
Yeah, Michael
What
just spun again
happened there?
after turn 13 and crashed into the wall. And he's missing his front ring. So now Mark Hutchinson is into P2, Robin Panzer P3.
Yeah, Michael, his suspension damage is so bad. He is pointing his wheel 45 degrees to the left. Just DNF. I mean, you can actually see his wheel being canted to the left. I mean, you can literally see his suspension being damaged. His wheels are
And
just
Dave Paling just crashed.
pointed in the wrong direction. Dave Paling, no! What is happening here in the last 5 laps of this race? Guys, please, come on. Let's see, Remco Major and Dave Paling coming to turn 2. Remco Major was behind Dave. Remco goes for the switchback. It's
Wow.
almost exactly the same as Raikkonen Verstappen, only way worse. Let's take a look again on the onboard of Remco. Oh, here we go. Onboard of Remco. Slow motion. Tries to go for the switchback. Does it too late. Runs into the back of Dave. Loses his front wing. Dave DNFs. Ah, guys, come on. Not that difficult to race.
Like, this is like his 4th time that he is way too late on the brakes for turn 2.
Yeah, you
Not to mention his chicane adventures, I want to say.
Yeah, and Michael, please somebody from Flag to Flag tell him to DNF. This is just ridiculous. His car is basically driving like diagonally over the track. That's just ridiculous. Shouldn't be driving.
And how was Max to move into Matthewson to turn 1?
Yeah, also, who's that? Jordi Lopez gets past. Or no. Oh wait, that's a backmarker, never mind.
Oh, and he nearly spins into turn 2, Harris.
Yeah.
So after these last 3 or 4 laps, someone manages to go into P4, P5 I mean, after having the worst race of his season.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Alari actually. He's lapping Harris and Matthew Tucson.
Oh yeah, indeed. Sorry, I didn't even notice that. I mean, he's 40 seconds in front of Mark Hutchinson now. What a drive it has been for Alari. I mean, just obviously the quickest here today, and not by a little bit, by a lot.
Because of all these crashes, Lukaszek is up to P11 now.
Yep, and he will gain quite some time compared to Michael Ayers or quite some points compared to Michael Ayers and Jordi Loop. Or, oh, never mind. Oh, sorry. He will not gain points, but he at least will lose less points compared to Parves, well, Ayers and Jordi Lopez. Yeah, Michael is losing positions all over the place. And he's literally driving diagonally across the track here.
But I think he's now able to stay in P9. And it's only 1.5 laps left, I think.
Yeah, just over 2.
Or 2 laps for him.
Yeah. So Matt Dewson seems to be good for 6th position for now. Can Panzer do something about Mark Hutchinson? No, I don't think so. Been stuck behind him for quite a while now.
I think Rainer Reche is in his first top 10 position in FSR, if I'm not wrong. He had many races with bad luck in Pro this season. He was my teammate for a long time, so I think he's pretty happy that he's finally able to finish a race in the top 10.
Yeah, for sure.
So our leader's on his last lap, I think.
Yeah, last lap is running for Alari. Yeah, Michael Ayers seems to be able to limp home. He is about 7 seconds a lap slower. Jordi Lopez just missing out on the podium spot. And it seems almost that he's going to be lapped by Wojciech Lukaszek.
Alari out of the last turn.
Yep, Alari is taking a victory here at the Hungaroring for the 11th round of the Pro Championship in a very dominant way. 40 seconds almost in front of Mark Hutchinson. Mark Hutchinson not even in the last sector yet. But he is about to take home 2nd position here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. After a lot of action, a lot of changes here for the podium position. First it was going to be Robin Panzer and Mark Hutchinson. Then they lost out and it was going to be Jordi Lopez. But then they made contact together with Harris Parves and they lost those podium positions again. And now Mark Hutchinson takes that 2nd place. Last podium position goes to Robin Panzer, and Jordi Lopez has to be happy with the 4th place, and Harris Parves has to take 5th position. Then Tucson, I think, will be very happy with a 6th position. Reinier Vergeer in 7th place. Tom Oldemenger, nice 8th position for the Dutchman. Michael is able to limp home with a very damaged car into 9th place. Diego Doko takes 10th position and Wojciech Lukaszek takes home a couple of points in 11th place, and it's Thomas who takes the 12th place home. 13th for Mikhailo Vicentovic, 14th for Jan Lamprecht, and the last point goes to Jan Vesely in 15th position. Yeah, wow, Alari really dominant here in the Pro Championship. His first race, and shows these guys how fast you can be in these cars. A great job from him, I think, and let's see what he can do in the rest of this season. The rest of the race was pretty hectic, I think, Peter.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I can't find any other word than hectic.
Yeah, quite
There
sloppy.
are some incidents which should never have happened.
Yeah,
but I'm not here to judge.
no, of course, the race director is going to be the one that judges that. But we of course can give our opinion. And in my opinion, it was for some drivers just almost stupid mistakes that should not have happened. But yeah, that's just my humble opinion. I'm not the race director for this division. Also not for any other division. Maybe that's also a good thing. Otherwise the banner hammer would have been fallen many times. Nah. But yeah. Great race from a lot of drivers. Also Matt Houston, who is celebrating quite a lot, I believe. But yeah, I think that's it for today here in the Pro Championship. Is there anything you want to say, Peter?
Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you had a good viewing experience with us.
Yeah, I just want to say good job for you, Peter. First time in the commentary booth, you did very well.
Thank you.
And yeah, indeed, thank you all for watching. World Championship is going to start, at least the qualifying is going to start in half an hour's time. In 1 hour time, sorry. And the simnews.tv pre-race show will start in about 25 minutes time. Make sure to tune in to that if you want to get a little bit of insight to the World Championship. I believe they will have some interviews with some team managers and some drivers as well. So that's really something to watch if you want to keep up to date with the World Championship. And after that, of course, the World Championship itself is going to be very nice. Some penalties being given out to teams, I believe. So I think it's going to be a interesting race with drivers that are quick being a little bit further down the field than they normally are. So yeah, tune in to that in half an hour and an hour's time. And until then, take care.
Goodbye.